hello. We're finally here. I'm excited. Okay. Hi. Hi, hello. We are back with Of the Devil. I already said I'm excited. But yeah. Oh my god. Let me see. So before we start, I should probably say that it's not 100% confirmed yet, but I probably have a job. The interview went very well. And they said that they would contact me in the next few days about next steps, which sounds very good. And then afterwards, I also realized that they did pretty much ask when I can start. They did ask when I could start. But it felt like more, when they asked it felt like more of like a hypothetical thing. It didn't click until later. I was like, that maybe should have been the sign that I'm getting the job. But anyways, the girl that I interviewed with was very, very nice. We have the same taste in movies, and also she literally wears like not the same glasses as me. I have a backup pair of glasses that are like these big chunky pink heart-shaped glasses that the only reason I don't wear them every day is because they're too big for me. Like my head is just kind of like too small for them, so they like slip off my face really easily. But they are my backup glasses in case I can't find my glasses, because since my glasses are like just entirely, it's just like rimless, it's just two circular lenses attached to like not even a frame, but like little metal pieces to like keep the two lenses, you know, to make them glasses, but there's no like frame around. Anyways, the point is, when I take my glasses off, my vision is so bad that sometimes they're just invisible. Like, because there's no frame, there's no color to them. So it's really helpful that my backup pair are bright fucking pink with like super, super chunky plastic frames. So I can always find those ones really easily. And because I never use them, except for when my other glasses are missing, like they're in the same spot all the time. So those... Anyways. But she had those ones in red. So I was immediately like, aha! I can compliment her glasses and be like, I have those same ones in pink. And I didn't say it like super like condescendingly like that, but yes, the glasses to find my glasses. But yeah, so it went really well. So I do believe that I have a job. Which means that stream schedules will be changing soon. And I mean, like, also, just once I get this going, just in general, I'm gonna try and make some like little changes and stuff. I'm probably going to try and start some sort of like social media accounts where I can like post like short form clips and stuff. I guess I could do like, I'll do like because I do have the Silky Wishes YouTube channel already and the Silky Streams, but I'll probably start trying to do like little shorts that I'll put on like you know, like taking clips from the streams and stuff, posting that on like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels maybe, and definitely TikTok. Just because like when you do streams like this, if you do streams like this and you actually want to like, this is me being like all, you know, businessy all of a sudden, but like if you want to like promote growth for a channel, part of what you really want to do is you want to make stuff that actually will like exist on the internet forever, because that's the best way for people to find your channel, and streams are temporary. But like, think about like whenever you probably first made your Twitch account, what you probably did first was search up creators that you already knew from outside of Twitch and followed their accounts from there. That's certainly what I did when I first made a Twitch account. So that's the kind of like shit you're looking for. Yes, exact. I am gonna use the one that I'm thinking of uploading first is the clip that that Patrick made not yesterday, but like one of the last few streams where I said the same thing as May like right before she said it in the game, because I thought that was really funny. But yeah, doing things like editing it just a little bit to make it look nicer, like adding some like little subtitles on it and stuff. Maybe some little like effects or like little clip arts or whatever, like stuff to kind of polish it. And then you put those all out on socials, and hopefully, you know, even if it doesn't translate in followers for the Twitch channel itself, it does translate in followers for the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, the whatever, and then that will filter in, you know, that will boost the further clips that you do, and then eventually, hopefully, that translates into more people on Twitch. Anyways, that's all very crunchy stuff, but probably not very interesting to listen to. Let's see, but oh, today though, I got out of the house today. Yay! Everybody claps and cheers. I got out of the house. I had to go get some meds. My mom was like, because my mom gets all of the like notifications from our pharmacy. My mom was like, "Oh, did you call in meds? They're ready." And she was like, "How soon do you need those?" And I was like, "I have one left, so like it could get done tomorrow." And she was like, "Okay, maybe you should just go over and do it yourself." And I was like, at first I laughed, and then I was like, it's not a bad idea, actually. I should get out of the house. So I got dressed. I did all, you know, I put on shoes. I left the house. I went over to the pharmacy, which is in a grocery store. So I also did some grocery shopping while I was there. And I found out that this grocery store, unlike the grocery store that I like live within walking distance from, has matcha. They don't have any fucking like matcha drinks or whatever. Like, I mean, they have like matcha powder at the grocery store that I live nearby, but it's fucking expensive, and I don't want to pay a bunch of money for matcha powder when that's like the like when I could just get a drink that you know, like a matcha drink that's already like pre-made, which they don't have. But they did have one of the like cardboard box drinks, like the same kind of like container that you have like that like they put like broth in, but like the tea drinks where it's just like concentrated tea and then you add water for like a tea latte. So I got that, and this shit is really tasty. I have some in front of me right now, and I'll be so honest, it tastes less like matcha and more like a fucking honeydew latte. Like a honeydew tea latte, which is incredible because it's like my go-to drink at like boba places. If they have honeydew, I'm getting honeydew. But yeah, it's basically just like concentrated like matcha tea, and you're supposed to do half and half. I didn't realize that when I first made it, so mine is like probably like 2/3 milk, 1/3 matcha drink. But the matcha drink did say that it had like notes of honeydew and tropical fruit. And the little like picture on the box had like honeydew chunks and then like some like green apple slices. I don't think green apple is considered tropical fruit, but anyways, I can definitely taste the honeydew and like the fruitiness to it though. It's really good. I'm definitely gonna be drinking the shit out of this in the coming days. And like I said, I have some of it in front of me right now, so if you hear me, like, pausing more after lines, is because I'm having a sippy. Oh, I should also mention, okay. I have a funny cat story that's not about Josie for once. So, earlier today, so my mom came home, with some plants because she has a huge garden in the backyard. But one of the plants that she bought today is she bought cat mint, which is very similar to catnip. It's like catnip adjacent. But if you don't know, mint and catnip are actually in the same family. So a lot of cats will respond to mint very similarly to how they respond to catnip. Oscar certainly does. We've seen it before. Like, he used to have a little toy that had, like, mint leaves inside of it instead of catnip. It was supposed to be, like, a dental toy. Didn't help because he has literal barnacles on his teeth. But, he loved that little mint toy. Anyways, so my mom brought home cat mint, and Oscar finds this plant while it's just, like, sitting out there. She hasn't, like, done anything with it yet. And he just starts shoving his face into that bad boy and starts, like, fucking chomping. He's going hog wild on this thing. He is so excited. This is just the way he is when it comes to catnip. Like, especially anytime we've had, like, a catnip plant, he just shoves his face in that bad boy. So eventually, my mom kind of puts it in a spot where she's like, okay, I'll probably plant it here later. And, Oscar finds it and starts just kind of, like, you know, putting his face in it and stuff again. And she just kind of leaves him be. Whatever. A while later, she is sitting on the couch, and I was not here for this. This is all via my mom. She is sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden she just hears yowling from outside. Like this, like, warbling, like, cat howling. This, sad and remorseful cat cry. She goes outside, and Oscar tipped the little catmint plant over, and is just crying. Just howling. She'd never heard him make this sound before. He does not, like... He does not. He's not a loud cat. He's got a very quiet meow. But he was just like. Also, the plant was completely fine. Like, it was, you know, it wasn't in, like, a pot or anything. It was just, like, in the little, like, plasticky, like, little, like, black plastic containers, like when you buy a plant at a nursery normally, like, that it's in. So that you can, like, easily transfer it to, like, actually, like, planting it in a pot or in the ground or whatever. But I don't know, he thought he killed it or something. He was really, really upset. So she had to take it away from him, because clearly he was just, like, in another universe. So yeah. We told Oscar no more drugs. Alright. That being said, I'm ready to get into this, so I can play episode 2 in high roller mode, which we know what that is. Time sensitive choices, testimony segments, objectionable words. Okay. Yes, okay, we are doing high roller. Because it wasn't fine last time. I mean, actually, I did die once, but I guess it isn't dying in this case, but I did get a game over once, but keep them enabled? Okay, I was waiting for you to say something, because I was like, I did not read I did not read the message before enough to know if it was gonna be like I figured there were new mechanics because I saw what some of the achievements were. I was just like, I didn't know if it was gonna be like we're gonna do tutorials for everything plus the new mechanics, or if it's just gonna be new mechanics. I guess it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I hope there's a fishing minigame. Okay. First question's an easy one. Who's your senator? My things. Piece of shit still trying to lie to our faces. Maythings is our senator, man. What, still? Shit, hey, wake up! From the top, I guess. What is your name? My god, guys. Guys, we're in the saw bathroom. They're making us cut our legs off. Ikari. Yeah. What year is it? 2086. What did I say last time? 2027? Maybe this stuff's finally working. Dog does know how to shake. Oh. Again in the head. Oh, now I'm finally really... There's 3 people here. The little question marks, the 2 different blue colors were so similar that I was a little bit confused. Okay, so there's 2 people questioning, and there's 1 person who keeps on getting hit in the head. Again in the head. One thing I said, one thing I asked, anywhere but the head. Not my fault he's got a punchable face. You know what? That's what I said about Nicholas Hoult after I watched the menu. Is that guy's really good at having a punchable looking face. And then they cast him as Lex Luthor in Superman. And I was like, see? He's really good at having a punchable looking face. So we calibrated yet or what? No. But we're as close as we're gonna get with equipment this old. You wanna get to the real questions, or does he need more softening up? I just said I won't soften him up in the head. How about it? You still with us, Hound? You're gonna feel a migraine hit you like a tram in a few seconds. Do me a favor and hold on to the pain. Let go and the Barbatosine will drop you like an anchor. Don't want you a vegetable, right? Yeah, that's the spirit. Knew you were a fighter. Question 1. Do you know why you're here? Because you were too spooked to do this over a line. Oh, is this where I think it is? Do I dare take the shot? I won't, but if I was right, I'll say I'm right. I'm always the right amount of spooked, Red. Okay, no. Was not. I thought maybe it was Masters. When I tell you there's heat, I mean it. I know, and I always listen. See? Ah! Breathable layers. Look at how cute she is. Her big ponytail. I did not think she had that much hair. To be fair, I have seen this outfit from both fan art and from the trailer that's like on the Steam page. So, not a genuine first reaction. I've seen it. But it is still really, really cute. I love this outfit. And the little mask and just her little mesh with the anyways. God damn it. You laughed. Doesn't mean I conceded the point. You're lighter. You memorized the map? You kept it pretty vague, but I think I got the gist of it. You're that worried about a paper trail? Proactive Analytics just won a state contract for new trawling algorithms that can DAnon an entire city block's crumbs in less than an hour. Yes, I remember crumbs. Internet of Things and the crumbs it. Anyways. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we know what crumbs are. We know what crumbs are. No need to re-explain. We know what they are. Didn't you read the financial section today?
I am more of a Sudoku gal. We can't all be as well read as Reinhard Diamani.
I'm sending you the links. Read them. And the rest of the news, too. Proposition 492 is going to be on the ballot this year. You shouldn't vote on it blindly.
For a guy who makes the majority of his living operating outside the law, you should sure take your civic duties seriously.
Information brokering isn't illegal. What people choose to do with my advice.
Do you declare the income for it on your taxes? Sorry. I promise to take a look at what you sent over.
Give me just a second. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about it. With elections coming up, a number of measures. Oh, she flew. Can you see her? Okay. With elections coming up, a number of measures related to infrastructure, public works, and funding for city programs will be on the ballot soon. Read on to get an overview of some of the most hotly anticipated issues you'll be able to vote on in the coming months. Proposition 4362D. Petition for City Council to commission cost analysis on public schooling, sponsored by Aaron Houston Myers. For the last several decades, all education has been handled through private institutions, typically associated with one or more corporate benefactors. While this has eased the expense of childcare and pre-university education for many families, some citizens regularly voice concern over children being treated as customers first and students second. There are several schools throughout the city that accept students at no cost to their parents, but these are reliant on government subsidies, introducing the potential for waste and corruption, and are generally seen as subpar environments for learning. If enough voters say aye to this petition, City Council will commission a study to evaluate the cost and feasibility of reintroducing direct public schooling to the city. This is important to me because I've got a kid. And, you know, I know she's an android and she can, like, learn whatever she wants off the internet, but I think it's important that she attends public school and, make some friends her age. Proposition 492.1a, funding of Atlas Pillar rejuvenation projects, sponsored by Chopin, Howe Industries, Wickham. Voting aye on this measure will direct City Council to fund the renovation and reinforcement of multiple Atlas pillars around the lower wards, paid for by a % increase in sales tax within city limits. Atlas pillars act as stabilizing points for the city's canopy, super infrastructure, and house all the largest public transit elevators that allow foot traffic to seamlessly flow between the canopy and street level. Sorry, taking a matcha sip. The measure is generally viewed favorably by representatives from the lower wards, who acknowledge that the necessary construction will be disruptive, but point to language in the proposition that guarantees easing of zoning restrictions around the pillars as vital to reducing unemployment in the target regions. Previous comparable proposals that renovated city pillars north of the park have been touted as successful examples, and studies have shown that poverty is down and citizen satisfaction is up in the surrounding areas. Some number of city council members representing uptown districts have voiced skepticism about these economic benefits, but none have argued against the architectural reality of the canopy's need for additional structural reinforcement. Which exactly of the city's older Atlas pillars will be targeted for this rejuvenation is yet to be disclosed. Past experience has shown that, due to the nature of vertically integrated real estate, property values in the lower wards can either skyrocket or even drop into the negative based on which pillars are rejuvenated, and the city is wary of disrupting the real estate market in the lower wards with rampant outsider-funded speculation. Proposition 193.1a, renaming Atlas pillars to honor local community figures, sponsored by Danford, Johnson, Sung Ho, Wickham. Oh, hello. Give me just a moment. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, this is a great warm-up. I may take a break at some point because apparently there is a pizza, and that'll only take me a couple minutes to eat. But anyways, nicknamed the Pillars of Community Project in the headlines. Prop 493 seeks to rename the Atlas pillars around the city after local leaders and national figures, replacing the current system where pillars are given alphanumerical designations based on the streets they are built atop of. Few members of City Council have spoken explicitly for or against the measure, but polls show general support among the citizenry, with some questions about how the new names will be chosen. Atlas was originally an internal name for the super infrastructure constructs, beliefs, blueprints, and contractor word of mouth spread the moniker, and it has become rooted itself in the culture in the years since. Despite having what the mayor at the time reportedly described in private as an ominous ring to it. Proposition 527.3b, Commission of Report on Victims of Acid Snow, sponsored by Hernandez, Lang, Mohammed. The acid snow incident sits prominently at the forefront of the public conscience following the Greyfall documentary that premiered earlier this year. Previously underreported on, while the industrial accident did not create snow and did not in fact add acid to the atmosphere, the film's eyewitness accounts of the scarring children received that early morning nearly 2 decades ago as they played in what they thought was an unseasonable snowfall has spurred public outcry. If this proposition receives enough A's at the ballot box, the city will commission a full investigation into the victims of the incident, including assessment of damages for what could one day be a public fund for medical treatment. Critics of the proposition argue that after 20 years, few of the victims are still residents of the city, assuming they can be found at all. Others point to the state lawsuit Gendu Chemical settled 15 years ago as sufficient compensation for the victims. Though as one of the conditions of that settlement, Gendu did not admit any fault or wrongdoing on the part of corporate leadership. Dude. Kids got, like, acid burns or whatever.
Sorry, I promised to take a look at what you sent over, and I just did, motherfucker.
Ugh, how can you be this calm? A chance like this doesn't come around, well, ever. Frankly, I'm still surprised they were willing to put up the funds it took to commission this thing.
What do you think changed?
Nothing ever changes in the lower wards, is what I would say if I was feeling dramatic. Heartbreak made organized crime look like a bunch of cowards hiding under rocks, is what I would say if I was feeling comedic.
Don't joke about heartbreak before sending a woman into the lower wards by herself. Bitch, you know you're safe from heartbreak.
No more matcha. All done. Anyways, we all know you're safe from heartbreak. You did that shit. Because you're such a delicate flower in need of protection.
Ooh, yes. Profiles.
Oh, look at her cute little outfit. I know, it's already there. Anyways. Okay. Occupation criminal, comma, defense attorney. Likes, power washers, lamb chops, prime numbers. Dislikes, lectures, felt, the violin. Plays, blackjack, Texas Hold'em, CeeLo, Mahjong, E-card. Favorite flower, the funny looking red ones. Lycoris radiata. I'm gonna have to look that up. Hold on. Oh, the red, that's what I thought it was. Red spider lilies. I do love red spider lilies too. And they do represent death. So, generally speaking, eggs, Fred, and Rennie.
How about you start feeling analytic and give me your real answer?
Fine. In my humble opinion, the Rust made the first move. Demand for their products has gone up, so they set to work with their syringes and cleavers and fans. Mobile chop shops hunting for product to fill the supply gap.
Supply gap? You can't spit without it landing on a Vitruvian clinic. How's the biggest it's ever been?
What mods aren't being printed to demand? Yeah, okay, we definitely know what mods are. I don't need to look at that again. Just making the notification go away. It's replacement parts, not the mods that have the Rust harvest. Vitruvian How and all the others aren't interested in helping you fix a faulty pump. They just want to sell you a whole new model. The rust might not always be pretty to look at, but even law-abiding citizens will gladly swallow their distaste for a discount that steep.
A lot of modders are veterans, not easy prey.
Correct. Hence, the rust stockpiling weapons, and in response...
the blue bloods sensing escalation.
But that's just my hypothesis. If I ever get pulled into an alleyway and wake up missing a kidney, we'll call it a formal theory. Rust, okay. Okay, criminal organization. The domestic criminal organization known as the Rust is more accurately described as a loose connection of smaller gangs, sets, and racketeering operations that formed out of a necessity rather than any particular shared value. Broad powers granted to the state and law enforcement to address civil unrest during the 60s meant that small to medium-sized criminal organizations could not survive on their own, as virtually all their members could be detained indefinitely if one or more members was suspected of racketeering, under new laws that classified gang activity as terrorism. While the Rust has evolved since its chaotic initial formation, the spirit of it lives on in the highly diverse culture of the Rust component cells, or pods. Law enforcement officials disagree on whether the Rust meets the definition of a criminal organization, as many argue that the gangs that make it up are capable of operating completely independently of one another. Some hypothesize that the Rust serves merely as a shadow on the cave wall, intended to make smaller gangs' patterns of violence seem like well-organized planning. As it stands, the Rust is known for its black market operations in illegal and illicitly sourced mods, offering military-grade or foreign-produced mods to civilians. They are particularly known for regularly assaulting and ripping mods out of their victims for resale. Historically, the Rust has been associated with elevated levels of gang violence, earning themselves a fearsome reputation that has, fortunately, limited their ability to assimilate themselves into other segments of society. However, in People versus Harmony K Systems, the state alleged that Harmony K had on numerous occasions employed the Rust as a kind of extra-legal mercenary force when pursuing aggressive marketing negotiations with their competitors. The case was ultimately settled out of court for an undisclosed penalty amount, but misinformation has persisted ever since, claiming that the Rust has endured despite its violent tendencies due to being sheltered from consequences by corporations who contract the Rust as deniable mercenaries. Alright.
It's not like we're talking about a weapon of mass destruction. What makes the Blues think they can win a gang war with it?
Maybe they found the right soldier to wield it.
The idea lingers in the air for a moment as I gaze out the window. Windows and neon and advertisements galore float up past us like bubbles of air as we make our descent, down into our beautiful city's scenic lower wards.
How's this part go again? Ooh. Through me the way to a city of woe, through me the way to eternal pain, through me the way among the lost. From Inferno. Welcome to the underworld, Dante. Sometimes hot, sometimes misty, sometimes choking with poison. Always dark.
That the official forecast?
More accurate than whatever's on your phone. Between the skyscrapers, the generators, the turbines, and the canopy, every city block's got its own climate down here.
9 circles of fresh hell.
If you get the reference, say something. Don't make me feel crazy for 5 minutes so you can feel smart for 5 seconds.
The smog of the lower wards lingers on your skin long after you make the climb back out. This place clings to you, unwanted, cloying attachment. But there's an honesty to all human interaction down here that makes it trivial for me to navigate. And it's got a nightlife rife with opportunities for someone with my particular interests.
Sorry I couldn't get you anything else to work with.
It was short notice.
I know better than to bet against you by now, Red. But still.
It's sweet of you to worry, but this is a surefire thing.
Spoken like a true addict.
I mean it. I'm here for business, not pleasure. I don't plan on leaving anything to chance. Avoid the populated streets, turn away from brightly lit spots, follow the trail of graffiti and broken cameras, past food stands and steam vents, down the rabbit hole. It sounds more complicated than it actually is in practice. It's easy to end up on the wrong side of town as long as you're trying to. Reinhardt's map narrowed the search a lot more than I expected, but I'll be on my own from here on out. It's gotta be one of these 3 buildings. So let's go over what I know. Looking for a base of operations for a mid-tier kind of pod. Rougher than a storefront, not as fortified as a headquarters. A location that makes customers feel safe, not trapped. Of course, if I just start knocking on doors, they'll probably find me with weapons drawn. So if I want to be smart about this, I better use all my senses. The windows are all dark, like no one's home. They're all shut, too, so it could be that they're just tinted. Alley's clear. Fire escape's still there, for the most part. Could pass for an alternative exit if need be. And that door looks sturdy enough to bounce a bullet off. Someone's been renovating. Well, this place looks like shit. Looks more like a haunt just dry enough for users to pass out in more than anything else. It's plenty inconspicuous, but a dealer of the level I'm looking for would be considered a made man. Respectable. I doubt they'd be willing to have to step over trash constantly just to keep a low profile. A bit cleaner than the other buildings around here. Could be someone spending money on upkeep. Maybe this one's just been torn down and rebuilt the least. There are a couple bodies lingering around outside it. They don't exactly have that organized criminal associate edge. Organized criminal associate is the label most widely used within law enforcement for individuals who are members of criminal organizations, supplanting terminology used during the first half of the 21st century in accordance with changes to the organization of recruitment for an internal culture within organized crime. Frequently abbreviated with some artistic liberty as orcs or the more common orcas, law enforcement professionals often use related nomenclature when discussing organized criminal activity in informal settings. For example, an orca may also be referred to as a killer whale, Kale, or KW. A group of orcas may be called a pod, while a known gathering place may be labeled a den. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. A lot of pods will pay civilians good money just to keep their eyes wide open. It's certainly dark, but there's a camera out front, and it's not broken. Overall, it's probably just some mechanic garage that shuts down the power to save money at night. Okay, might as well pull the trigger. Dingy, but not a shithole. Some secure features, but the paint's not too shiny. Goldilocks takes it. This is my best bet. But why? Why do I feel like I'm being watched? That's a lot of eyes. A child. Hey! Great acting. You're supposed to be the lookout. Red Hood. What'd you say? People come down here to be anonymous, or the closest thing to it in the modern day. It's considered poor etiquette to stare at anyone for more than a moment. It's a faux pas to make an effort to remember someone. Commenting on another's dress isn't a slap to the face, but it is odd. Go away? At least they can take direction. Whatever, a lookout being around just confirms that I picked the right building. Time to try the door. What'll make them open up? Call? Oh, I didn't think they meant that. Hey, you open? Maybe not for me. No answer? Should I have tried knocking in a pattern? Shave and a haircut? No, that would be silly. I have money! Actually, you have a dark card. That should have provoked a reaction, a grunt, footsteps, something. I place my hand against the door absent-mindedly, ready to move to plan B, and I feel movement. Locks being checked, perhaps a doorknob palmed. Anxiety and curiosity pit against one another by an onlooking greed. How do you enter a closed room? First you try pushing. When that doesn't work, naturally you... Forget it. I'll find some other... No need for master keys or any other trickery. If you know what you're doing, doors will open for you. Like magic. The door's not the only thing that's been reinforced around here. This apartment building? Motel? Whatever it used to be, someone's made a lot of effort to file it down. Hallways blocked off with chicken wire and stripped furniture, access panels ripped out, doors welded shut. They took a maze and ground it down into a one-way street. Or maybe a shooting gallery. With blaring musical accompaniment. Don't get any ideas, got no vacancy. And here I thought I'd find my dream home, mister. Call me Trey. And too bad, we're closed this month. I'm taking no visible no's as I need to do the most nasal voice possible. Wait, you're serious? You rent these out? Of course we do. This is a business. Right, and you, see a lot of demand? This is the lower wards, bitch. He sighs the word without emphasis, like a subconscious honorific. Okay, we have a profile. Hold on. I didn't even realize. Trey. April 2nd. O+. Sungmin Trey Trench. Okay. Freelancer. Likes vending machines, skate parks, ice chips. Dislikes rich kid, fried foods, and cops. Loitering. 3 arrests, 0 convictions. Larceny. 2 arrests, 1 conviction. Truancy. No incidents on record. I'm not honored, but I can't find it in myself to be offended either. Tons of stray ducks who will pay a top for a site to lay low a night or two. I can see why. This is the hallway. The rooms are clean. Sure. Look, the doors are heavy, the locks are all physical, and it's quiet. So this is a safe house for rent. Safe rooms for rent. But like I said, we're not open for business right now. Curious. Come on, up the stairs already. And no mask when we get up there. And curiouser. Bitch, she doesn't even have the mask all the way on. It's just literally just a chin strap. A good mask is like a good pair of boots in the lower ward. Keeps you clean, keeps you moving, makes your journey a dozen times more comfortable. And if you leave the house barefoot, you can expect to bring back something unsavory attached to you. It's not odd for him to be barefaced, but demanding that I not wear mine is... Seriously, stuff it in your pocket now. I've started just plugging my nose when I do his voice. Lowest effort way to do it. Okay, fine. Won't be a problem. Good. Lose the gloves, too. So that's their game. This isn't a power move, it's insurance. If this place ever gets busted, evidence of my visit will be all over the place. They're giving their customers extra incentive to make sure this shithole remains a hidden gem. A reasonable idea on their part, but it doesn't change my answer. Gee, I wonder which one we'll pick. That's not happening. Bitch. Whatever, have fun explaining to the boss why you can't follow basic instructions. That does sound fun. Watch it, you're a guest here. A guest? I'm a paying customer. And if you try to get me to remove any more articles of clothing, I'm leaving a scathing review. You haven't paid yet. Come on. Right behind you. Okay. Perfect time to take a quick break to go eat some pizza. Okay. I know this is taking a break really early on, but I am hungry. And the pizza's probably already cold, so give me a minute. Okay, we're back. My tummy is full of pizza. If you pin something by mistake and then unpinned it, I didn't even see it, so it's all good. Anyways, I've got a tummy full of pizza. I thought about making myself more matcha, and then I was like, no, because I don't want to take like 2 more breaks later in stream. So I will make myself matcha after the stream is done, because that was really, really tasty. Okay. Through here? Yeah, hey, I'll get the door. Whoa, what is up with this guy? He looks like a humanization of like a really like grumpy blue squirrel Animal Crossing villager. I'm not saying like any particular any particular character, just like the vibes. Okay, he has the pink one. So this was one of the guys who was this is the guy who kept on hitting the other character in the head, I'm guessing. Huh? Oh, I love you. And you have the kind of slightly minty blue, so I'll have to figure it out relative to the color of the other. But this is either the person who's getting hit in the head or the other conspirator. Okay, yes. These two were hitting the little minty haired one in the head. Okay. You two suck already because that third character is really cute. Howdy. Where the hell did you find her? Must have fallen out of the canopy like ripe as shit fruit. Cause if she didn't fall out of the damn sky, that'd mean Trey opened the door for her. And that's the voice I'm going with. He also looks like, okay, the little like holster and everything. He looks like he belongs in Splatoon. No, that's what I'm going with. He looks like a Splatoon character. He looks like a humanized Splatoon character. Because they have like little like charms and stuff on, they can put like little charms and stuff on their little weapons. Anyway, just the vibe of like this guy, he's trying to look threatening, but he's so unthreatening. You know what I mean? He looks like a Nintendo character. Right, Trey? Tanks, come on, Tanks. I'm so glad that you were gonna cast me as this guy, because just looking at him makes me laugh. Occupation: handyman. Likes parkour, spray paint, stainless steel. Just likes beer cans, water stains, cups. All of these guys are gonna have cups at the end of their dislikes. Based. Assault, 2 arrests, no charges pressed. Grand theft, 3 arrests, 2 convictions. Incarceration, 18 months. Juvenile correctional campus. Oh, I already did that line. I was about to plug my nose again. How hard is it to not open a goddamn door? I chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door? Well, she has. Shut up. The others aren't fazed by his volume. This is normal. This big guy's always like this. But his outburst is giving me a moment to take in the scenic view. Brings a tear to the eye. You. Me. Who else? Hit that. A cigarette. It's laced with drugs. Or don't. I'd love an excuse to kick your ass back down these stairs. They think I'm a cop. They think I'm a cop and cops can't use drugs when undercover. I could quote them the exact law that invalidates this legal defense, but I gather that wouldn't assuage their concerns. Well, what's it gonna be? Yeah, sure. Don't mind if I do. I love free shit. Hey! Damn, bitch, breathe! But you offered.
Trey! Who the hell is this red bitch? You trying to jinx us? She's a customer. I know she's a customer. We get customers every other day of the goddamn year. Why'd you have to bring her here tonight?
There we go. This is it. I found the place.
Well, Creek, she's got... Look at me! Don't talk to Creek, talk to me! She's got a dark card. Whew, I can't whistle. I ran the cereal downstairs. Cheddar got hot like a hand warmer trying to crunch it, so it's legit, right? Dark card, huh? I'm doing... The moment I saw this guy, I'm doing the voice I do for London. I'm taking it all the way up to fucking 11. Just the most exaggerated version of that voice I can manage for this guy. Creek, okay. Lakers Creek Kristoff. Entrepreneur, likes making money, making friends, dislikes doctors. Okay, surprise, cops isn't on there. Grand theft, case dismissed due to lack of evidence. Extortion, case dismissed due to the witness recanting. Pronouns any. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I nod.
Hard not to start playing a little more conservatively once you know the stakes. Whatever the specifics of their leadership structure, they're all looking to this Creek right now. But I don't know his rhythm yet, so I can't exactly match it. For the moment, silence is golden.
Yeah, but tonight, Creek? With all the other shit we're expected to shovel?
Hey, shouldn't I make talk like that in front of the customer?
Customer. Diversity when this career drug dealer uses any pronouns.
Customer, you'd think the word was old toothpaste the way he spat it out.
Oh, not the gender I thought this character was, but alright. I'm keeping the voice. Translation, outsider. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Miller, I know. Heavens Miller smiles. Occupation tradesman, likes horror films, bubblegum, terrariums, dislikes bookies, gin, cops. Vandalism, 4 arrests, 4 convictions. Extortion, 2 arrests, 0 convictions. Littering, no incidents on record. Hey, even criminals have standards. All the more reason we should tell this bitch to get slagged. Look, she's here now, so why not take her money? You know what? I got a better idea. Apply directly to the forehead. The loud one, Tanks, is pressing a barrel directly into my forehead. Why not take her for all she's got?
The metal feels cool on my skin. Reminds me of a stethoscope. Breathe in. I try not to sigh at the theatrics. Instead, I make eye contact with Creek.
Hey now! You can put that away.
He reholstered his firearm without so much as a click of the tongue. Mid-tiers, like I thought, they've got something approaching discipline. Mind the safety.
Get screwed.
Huh. So, we good?
We're good, we are good, right, Creek? Threading a thin needle, lady. A lot of moving parts neath the surface here. Give me a minute to clear my schedule for you. Make yourself at home in the meantime. just, as I started to say that word, I was like, no, no. This motherfucker has to say it the British way. Just don't hover, yeah?
Course. You won't even notice I'm here.
What?
Nothing, you're just kinda glaring at me.
It's my job to clear suspect bitches like you.
Tanks is just superstitious. Though I wouldn't call it a superstition until it stops keeping you alive.
I'm not.
Did I pass a black cat on my way in or something? It's your clothes. Again? Didn't know your fine establishment had a dress code. It's not a code, it's just bad goddamn luck to wear red.
Bad luck to see red, man.
Same thing.
Nah, you see the Red Hood, then you fear for your life. Cosplaying as her is weird, but it won't doom you.
Great, it'll only doom us.
I don't think I've heard this particular ghost story, boys.
Really? You were blending in so well.
The Red Rider Hood? The Shinigami? Grim Reaper of the lower wards?
Spot her on a misty night, end up dead by morning light.
Come on, Creek, don't start that shit when you don't even believe it.
Don't have to believe it to have heard the rhyme.
You've never heard of the Red Rider Hood? Little girl in the fog in a big red raincoat? Misted in the crossfire of a shootout between pigs and robbers, wanders the woods seeking revenge.
I remember mist. Yeah, to kill, because of the spray of blood. The blood is the mist.
No, never. Not even uptowners knew this stuff. You gonna tell me you've never heard of the cyberpunk or the little lord next?
Yes, okay, I remember this one too.
Guess I don't have a good ear for this kind of thing.
Or maybe you're just not as smart as you think you are.
Says the grown man sweating because of a ghost story. How about I take extra care not to walk under any ladders for the rest of the night and we call it even? Walk under any... Where did you even find a... Oh, did you mean stepladder?
Now who's afraid? You look pale as spit.
Because for some reason I just got the horrible feeling that I lost a bet.
Okay, check.
That door's nearly as sturdy as the one out front, but a lot more slapped together. What was it originally? That a walk-in freezer or something?
What? No,
We had an agreement about hovering, yeah? Yeah. It's barred from this side. You good, buddy? Looking a little sweaty.
Well, that's just because I was exercising before you showed up. Sure, man.
Uh-huh. Bitch, you don't believe me?
How do you think we defend what's ours down there?
I assumed the gun I was acquainted with just now played a role.
Think we can afford to break the bank on bullets? It's easy to buy a gun. Pulling the triggers,
Also easy.
like kissing a goodbye. It'll rat you out first chance it gets.
An aversion to firearms would explain the relatively low fatalities for gang-related violence. The big names can just afford to buy a new gun every week, but for everyone beneath them, it comes down to crowbars, clubs, knives, and mods. Well, I'm sure you all do very well in your fistfights.
First fight is juvie. Sounds like recess shit.
Sorry, fisticuffs?
Laugh it up. The first time you hear the sound of steel arm makes caving a skull in, you'll get exactly how we operate.
Right, sorry. Did I interrupt a game? What's your poison? 5-card, full blinds, Monaco rules? Are those games? We just screw around with whatever we've got to kill time, lady.
You know your stuff. You ever play round here?
Now and then. The hell? You go slumming for card games? Now and then.
Have I seen you at a game before? Maybe up by the 30s.
Sorry, must have been some other redhead.
Damn. Thought I'd finally gotten my second chance at getting that beauty's contacts.
You practice that one a lot?
Practice it a little. How's it working?
Keep practicing. You doing inventory over here? Ouch. Must have caught you on the worst night of the quarter. Quarter? This ain't a meg operation, lady. We take our inventory daily.
Oh yeah, yes, the mega corporations.
Torture.
You're gonna suggest we put it all down on a spreadsheet, get everyone to sign off every hour? We got a special name for anything with more than one signature on it. A cricket case.
The Combating Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Criminal Organizations Act provides for increased law enforcement powers and impunity when investigating and prosecuting organized criminal recharges. The CRECO Act allows for prosecutors to link multiple individual charges of racketeering, contraband smuggling, or other smaller infractions onto criminal conspiracy charges against the entirety of a criminal organization. Though much of the law is built off previous legislature, designed to assist prosecutors in fighting organized crime, the CRECO Act is distinct in that it makes clear the distinction between criminal organizations and corporations that may be operating in violation of the law, considered necessary to adapt to changes in the drug trafficking, gambling, and sex work industries. For the CRECO Act, prosecutors would at times seek to designate corporations engaging in aggressive market or cartel-like behavior as criminal organizations, arguing that their structure does not significantly differ from what might be called a mafia. Post-CRECO, corporations with legal business charters registered with the state are effectively immune to criminal conspiracy charges and are instead prosecuted through the trade courts. Some of the more liberal-leaning members of the judicial system have argued since that this emboldens certain aggressive corporate behaviors and complicates attempts to prosecute criminal organizations, makes some amount of their profits through legally registered and operating businesses. Others point to the relatively higher penalties in the trade courts as sufficient deterrent for criminal activity on the behalf of either corporate or mafia parties. In criminal courts, sentences for individuals can be as severe as life in prison, but in trade courts, guilty verdicts... I just realized I didn't close my door. There we go. Okay. Guilty verdicts can result in entire companies being deregistered and all of their assets being acquired by the state. Users also frequently search for how to avoid CRECO charges easy 2086. Prisoner's Dilemma explained, is it illegal to gather with people? Google, is it illegal to have friends? He's corrupting the CRECO acronym a lot, but his risk assessment isn't misguided. Paperwork brings down more criminal organizations than guns ever will. Give a half-decent accountant one thread to pull on and they can rip apart the mafia in less than a business day.
Hey, what Creek say? Don't hover. It's only hovering if I'm bothering you. Am I bothering you? If you were bothering me, you'd know it.
All right, come here, pull up a chair. Let me ask you something before we get started. What was your first job?
Waitress.
Waitress. You remember this feeling? 9 p.m., diners filter out, doors close at 10. You all start turning off the grills, taking out the trash, settling down. And then some mouth breather comes in at 9:40 with big blank eyes, expecting you to find him a table. Yeah, asshole behavior. Not breaking any rules, can't arrest him, can't shoot the guy. Even if you wanted to. So, related note, you're here to buy. A paying customer. Happy to have you. Just read the room, okay? Sure. And no haggling. Now, what are you here for?
Well, can't be honest about that. Time to build a story. This Creek seems less high-strung than the others. He must have a few years and a couple promotions under his belt. He might be on the 3rd floor at the moment, but in spirit he's still in the street, earning. Everyone above him is in more managerial positions. He's in between crowds, isolated. And he seemed entertained by my poke at the big guy. Putting all that together, I'm not actually here for myself. Truth is, I can't hear anything over the damn screen. I grab the remote sitting on the edge of the desk and turn off the screen. That's better.
The hell you do that for? Dude, she just said why.
It was too loud.
We like it loud. Screws with bugs and wires and cops. Are you a cop?
Keeping it at that volume could damage your ears. You'd end up yelling all the time.
Relax, Tanks. Cut her some slack. She smoked enough of your shitty role to...
I was gonna say fall over, but you seem sober. Me? You got chrome lungs or something? I've just always had a very high tolerance for that kind of thrill. You could do a bunch of drugs and not even enjoy it? Shit, you must have been popular in school. Not exactly. But clearly I'm not invincible. I'd never talk about myself if I wasn't at least a little stoned. My bad. We usually pride ourselves on not giving a shit who our customers are. Thanks for making me the exception. Now, like I was saying, I'm actually here for someone else. My boss, to tell you the truth. Huh, that sucks. Does your regional manager want a made-to-order heart attack at his retirement party or something? You're not that far off. His son's turning 18 and he wants a party. An organic party. Hell's that supposed to mean? Hell if I know. But a coworker let it slip that I smoked a few times in college. So boss goes and hands me his dart card, slaps me on the rear, and sends me down here. Told me to get everything his son needs for the best graduation ever. Huh, that's rough. Pretty lady like yourself shouldn't be stuck running errands at this hour. Not in this part of the city. It's not safe. Speaking of which, Miller. Stand up, raise your hands. I oblige, but the lanky one keeps staring at me oddly, looking me up and down. It's not complimentary, he's searching for something. See, normally I would never be this poor of a host to such a nice customer, but bosses, right? Yeah. Might have been real micromanaging lately. It's kind of becoming a problem. So, we're taking a little more care around new faces. Tucked inside our jacket, round the left pocket. His eyes aren't modded. Did I give it away with my body language? Something you want to share with the class? Forgot I had that, maybe? Yes, I have a knife on me. Should I have declared that on my papers? Would have been the polite thing to do, yeah. Sorry for the poor manners. But a pretty lady like me, this part of town? Guess I was just being careful around new faces. All right. You're letting her keep it? I got you here to protect us. Baka. Have to wonder, though. Why'd a high-power corporate mover-shaker come in person? Welcome to us. Why not go across the skywalk over to the nearest Ikaria-owned dispensary? Cagey tonight, aren't we, boys? The hell are they so suspicious for? Who are the Ikaria? That name sounds vaguely familiar, but... well, I can read between the lines. They're the competition. So if these blue bloods are being this cautious around a paying customer, I can shame them over it. Hello? Oh my goodness! Oh, this is beautiful! Hold on. I mean, I'm sure anybody else can also click that link if they want to see it, but beautiful, wonderful art. Oh, I love this. The maroon was the right choice. That's beautiful. Whole thing looks great, though. I love that the little playing card, because it's like decorated to my theme and kind of looks more like a tarot card instead. That would be my gimmick. If I were an of the devil lawyer, Morgan style, I wouldn't be playing blackjack. I would be pulling tarot cards. Okay. Blue Blood Mafia, an international criminal organization known for extorting corporations through shipping ports. The international criminal organization, most commonly known as the Blue Bloods, originated in the early 21st century as an offshoot of Eastern Hemisphere triads that subsumed various dockworkers' unions. Loosening international corporation regulations and increasing job opportunities at the time made it difficult for traditional unions to gather and maintain bargaining power. Simultaneously, many triads struggled as increasing nationalism around the globe combined with improvements in border security made the profit margins for smuggling smaller and smaller, even as demand for foreign goods went increasingly unmet. Historians and criminologists debate on the exact origin of the Blue Bloods, and even among ex-members, there remains debate about which side approached which or when the Blue Bloods became a distinct identity. What is agreed upon is that by the mid-21st century, the Blue Bloods were a significant presence in every major trade port around the world, smuggling goods across borders and extorting multinational corporations by threatening to withhold or destroy merchandise as they entered the country. Domestically, the Blue Bloods seem to have given serious consideration towards legitimizing their activities for a time, acquiring legal charters of business for many of their shipping and security operations during the 2050s. This same time period also saw a cooling of hostilities between the Blue Bloods and many of their rivals, with gang-related violence dropping precipitously. Civil disruptions and suspected changes in leadership during the 60s, however, reversed this trend. While the Blue Bloods remain a major player on the global criminal trafficking market, their status of criminal concern was officially downgraded to moderate by the state during the 2070s. Most criminologists agree that their national presence is now relatively weak and has remained so for long enough that the organization's broader global leadership is likely uninterested in expending the resources it would take to change the status quo. Okay. I mean, sure, everyone knows that Ikaria have taken the lion's share of the city. I just didn't realize that they had a monopoly, too. Hey, get it straight. The Ikaria won't be on top anymore once we... never mind. Can we not do business? No one said that. So, what'll it be? Well, I don't want any of these kids choking on their own foam. Even if it'd be funny to watch. I figured I'd just buy a bunch of downers and maybe a handful of uppers. Let half of them get high off the atmosphere. Downers, huh? We've got the new titration of lime. Lasts for hours. Yeah, they can stir it into their watered-down beers. Wait, new titration? No one's gonna shit themselves, are they? No. And not until the morning, at least. Alright, well, I can live with that. What have you got on the other end? Got plenty, so long as they don't mind hippos. Hypodermics. I feel like these baby shark types would get nervous around needles. You got anything they can inhale? Well, got a lot of nerve. Fast bomb, high plateau, and a smooth ride down. Our bestseller. Sounds great. Unfortunately, it's in high demand, so... Metahexfenanyl is an illegal stimulant sold in black markets as a recreational drug under the street name Nirvana, sometimes shortened to Nerve. When taken as an inhalant, it is a euphoriant with mild hallucinogenic properties. In recent months, its growing popularity led to many suspects that the drug is being assessed for legalization by the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight. The process of considering a drug for legalization is kept strictly confidential in order to prevent rampant speculation in the pharmaceutical market. However, increases in the sales of the precursor chemicals for making metahexfenanyl, seem to indicate that producers are anticipating its legalization nonetheless. The relative obscurity of said precursor chemicals has made the uptake particularly noticeable, and supply has not been able to keep up with this elevated demand. Possession, production of, use of, and trafficking in Metahex... I'm logging off. I can't do this anymore. Metahexfenanyl is a crime. Even when a drug is legalized, previous violations of narcotics law are not granted amnesty. I get that he's selling me drugs, but does he really have to sell me drugs? Hey, it's not my card anyway. Charge it. Gladly. Tapping away at his tablet like this, he looks almost white collar. It checks out, right? The cereal's legit, so... Yeah, man. You already said that. It's encrypted, Trey. It's not meant to be a one-tap purchase. Dark card, the gold standard of untraceable fund transfer among the criminal and financial elite. Your average citizen wouldn't recognize it as anything special. It looks like any other credit or debit card. Only reason I recognized it is because they got flashed all the time back at my apprenticeship. Mostly for drawing lines, but sometimes for purchasing. Hard to convert the funds back into cash, but if you want to buy or sell on the black market, you couldn't ask for better. So what the hell is going on? I'm dangling some very enticing bait here. An amenable mark, spending money that's not her own. They should be salivating over me. Instead, they're practically x-raying me. Why? Interesting decor. Morgan, anybody can tell, just by glancing at you, that you're not one to be fucked with, okay? Finally, someone notices. It's nice, right? It's called cherry wood. Oh, I do like cherry wood. I've seen cherry wood's very beautiful. Redid the paint myself with a finish I had imported. It is a nice piece of furniture, Creek. But I was referring to your paperweight. Oh, yeah, that. You like it? Yeah, sure. It has a certain rustic simplicity. Though it's not exactly gleaming, have you considered giving it a polish? That'd be a crime. Oh? Polishing off the battle scars from a hard-won prize. Prize? It's not yours. Something I picked up on the job. Oh. Oh, maybe that one character. Maybe Miller was not the person they were beating the shit out of. Because this also looks like that color. Oh, okay, so I should probably be doing a deeper a masculine voice, muffled, possibly gagged, and stifled as if pained. Seems like I'm not their only guest tonight. Really wish you'd left the music on, lady. Sorry, you say something? I completely spaced out just now. Didn't hear a word you said. Okay, that's okay. His whimpers, you're right. I didn't say anything. Guess you aren't so stupid you can't even mind your own business. Speaking of my business, how are we looking? The card's still processing. Sorry about that. Guess it takes time to snake a wire through enough pinholes that even the almighty state can't track it. Takes power, too, apparently. Battery's plummeting. Huh. Dark card. Almost more trouble than it's worth. Definitely didn't do its previous owner any good. Before I palmed it off his corpse. Girl. Your boss must be a careful guy, delegating you to come down here with this. Yeah, maybe. Not very smart, though. He has no idea what any of this shit costs. Ah. If I treat myself after I finish here, it's not like he'd ever know the difference. Good on you, ripping off the bastard. A woman after my own heart. There it is. Now I just need 2 thumbs and a password for verification and we're golden. There a problem? Yeah, is there a problem? He's like, please, please, please let me punch her. God, I've been waiting all this time to punch somebody. No problem. Sorry, it's just something I heard. And what's that? That the Blue Bloods had gotten something special in recently. Can't trust everything you hear out there. Or read, or see. No, of course not. But is it true? A no mask? Like the man said, you gotta be careful what stories you listen to. Come on, what could it even cost? A couple thousand? I wouldn't know. I'm no art appraiser. But I do know that it's rare. Fun fact, no means talent. But I don't think that translation does it justice. Less than a dozen people on the planet who can make them. What's so special about it? I mean, them, if they exist, which they don't. If you want a mask, you've already got one on your chin, lady.
State puts up cameras, we put on masks. State adds layered skins, we wear helmets. High-tech climbs higher, low-tech punches lower, back and forth up the escalators. But a no-mask's got tech that can't be answered. Scissors sharp enough to cut rock.
Anti-facial recognition fractalize active defense. Any camera, scanner, or ad looks at that mask, they'll see a face. Within a face, within a face, within a face, until fatal error. Forget hiding from cameras, searching for blind spots. With a no mask, you could just walk down the busiest street in the city. Yeah, we know what automated dependents are. No, translated literally as ability, is a world-renowned form of Japanese dance theater with traditions and codified performances dating back to the 14th century, strictly regulated by the Iemoto system, in which a single heir inherits all authority, mastery, and secret techniques of their predecessor. No's strict adherence to tradition and seniority have made it difficult for the practice to spread and flourish during the 21st century. Performers wear archetypal costumes and masks, and must convey emotion through precise movement. Their masks are masterfully crafted such that a single static mask can convey sorrow, fury, joy, or terror by merely angling the head differently. And break every camera in half a kilometer. You know your stuff. Buyer beware. But if this mask could do half of what you think it could, anyone who got their hands on it wouldn't part with it easily.
So how much?
Huh! More than you could afford, that's for sure.
I don't know about that. I've got a pretty nice stock options.
Maybe you do have the money. That's not the issue. I can't sell it. It's already been spoken for.
Oh wow, Flavor Folly, I love that song.
Me too! End of discussion, motherfucker.
Well, sure, you can't sell something that's been spoken for. By Flavor Folly.
Listen now on Spotify.
But things get misplaced all the time. Delivery carriers showing up at the wrong address, missing packages ending up in the backs of storage facilities, merchandise falling off the back of the proverbial truck.
Huh! You weren't sent here on some errand.
Shit.
What? What is it? Take a long look, boys, 'cause you may never get another chance. We're breathing the same air as a genuine consultant. Is she some kind of Mega spy?
If I was, I couldn't exactly come out and say, now could I?
Oh, shit. Trey's voice is cracking me up. He sounds like Squidward. I took one look at him and I'm like, a person without a nose would sound like they have their nose plugged up. I don't even know if he doesn't have a nose or if it's a stylistic choice. But crazy to not give him a nose and give him a bridge piercing.
Is it really this easy?
Yeah, that's real smart talk. You give me one reason I shouldn't paint your brains onto the wall. Please, please give me a reason. I haven't punched something in like 20 minutes.
Because I still haven't paid for my purchase?
Definitely got the nerves of a consultant. They teach you that at some fancy uptown corpo school? Or was it something you were born with? Maybe she's born with it, maybe it's fancy uptown corpo school.
Something I was born with? Like Maybelline? Probably. But believe it or not, I'm glad we're having this conversation. Honesty always speeds up the negotiation. So in the spirit of cooperation, why don't you start being honest too?
How's that?
You don't want my money, traceable or otherwise. Only reason you'd entertain a customer while in the middle of, whatever bottleneck you're keeping behind that door, is because I have something rare that you desperately need.
Don't assume desperation or need. How about want? You want the dark card account itself, not whatever shitcoin currency it holds. And why's that? To steal from your bosses. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. They're the ones stealing from us. Yes, I'm sure you have very legitimate grounds for a wage theft suit, but I don't care. Whether it's for running away, skimming off the top, or just as insurance, you want a wallet they don't have eyes on. And since your tall friend hasn't misted me yet, it seems like you're willing to barter for it. So, the card for the mask. Not even close. The card plus 2 quarters worth of my salary. That's nearly... Nah, sister, you don't have the cash. Why did I say it like that? I think my brain wanted to lengthen it to do not, and then don't came out of my mouth instead. So I sounded like fucking Pingu. Don't. Nah, sister, you don't have the cash for this purchase. And it ain't the kind of thing you can get a loan from the bank for. I don't like it, but not cash then. Might as well try it. Girl, you're not gonna... Please don't. Oh, thank God. I was like, I don't think Morgan would be like... I don't think Morgan would be like, what about my body? Like, that's not Morgan, but like, if she was gonna do it, that would be the prelude to it. She'd be like, I mean, I guess I could try this. There is fan art of her offering her body to the criminals. Oh yeah. Yeah, Audrey, I bet there is fan art of her doing that. And I think I know exactly where to find it. A little site that starts with R and ends with 34. What about information instead? I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it would have to be one hell of a piece of intel. I could give you heartbreak. You could do what? What'd she say? Funny. That is funny. Heartbreak, the most famous Arcano terrorist in the country. That's some Meg's beck and call. Upgraded to Arcano terrorist now? Ugh. Lots of people were laughing very hard, having shorted the right stocks before each of his kills.
Hold up, seriously?
No, why do people buy this conspiracy shit so easily?
I don't get the joke. Why would we want heartbreak?
To learn from him, make an example of him, hire him? You blue bloods have been fighting the Rust, the Ikaria, the state, and everyone who wants a piece for decades. Yet Heartbreak's got more notoriety than all of you combined in only a few months. There's really nothing you'd want to say to him? Nothing you'd want to ask him? If he was sitting right in front of you? Hell of a bluff, I'll give you that. I had heard that there was a really, really good and like really well done content warning, like stylized one, in this chapter. That was... Jesus. Thought it was worth a try. Sorry, just procrastinating, having to go back to my superiors empty-handed. Nah, it was good. Good effort. I mean, I'm still interested in the dark card. It's just... that mask is a death sentence, crafted specifically for one very special customer. I'm just the one given the honor of hanging on to it until... Sounds like you've got your own office politics to worry about. Getting pulled in every direction. I know the feeling.
Well, that was a bunch of drama for nothing. She gonna buy or what, Creek?
Oh, I'm still buying. Not for some kid's party, obviously. Plan is we're gonna spike the competition at this meet and greet, make the customer think they're drooling idiots. The mask was always a long shot. I was just personally curious. Curiosity can get you into trouble down here at the bottom of the world. Don't worry. I like to think I know a thing or two about discretion. I can see that. Let's wrap this up then. Your password and your thumbs, please. Sure. I'll just take off my gloves here. Oh, yeah. I make a snap with my right hand as my left extends towards the desk. Yippee! The little... Morgan, I love you. Real quick, before I forget, do you have a bag for all this? Yeah, actually got... The hell? Only need to distract him for a second. Less than one heartbeat. I did tell him to mind the safety. The big one made a small noise as he looked down to see that his own gun had blown a fist-sized chunk out of his torso. Holy shit! He jumped up fast. I was expecting to blow his head off. From behind, a motion, a shape charging towards me. Spinning left, I draw my knife, exhale, and lower my shoulders. There. A loudly broadcast haymaker swinging in from his right. Bad instinct. He must have gotten used to those sparklers making people flinch. I step in, and his bicep smacks dully onto my shoulder, as I place my knife directly into his cardioid. He's gripping that knife with all the strength he has left. Wait, is he really gonna try and pull it out? Someone's been stabbed. What do? When applying first aid to a puncture wound, removing the foreign object is not recommended, as this can greatly increase the rate of blood loss. Another bad instinct. Oxygen cut off to the brain, already losing vision. And dropped with all the grace of a garbage bag hitting the bottom of a dumpster. So that just leaves... Hasn't moved a muscle. Newest member, weakest in pack. Personally, I wouldn't have given the new guy card duty, but hindsight's 20/20. The gun's double-barreled, 2 shots spent. And Miller still has my knife in a literal death grip. I'll have to improvise for this last one. What the hell? Why not? Oh, shit! Though, come to think of it, how do you use this thing? Aim for the bleachers, I guess. Oh, fuck! Yay! We're having fun around here. Of the devil! This is just like Master Detective Archives ring code. Barely got 3 centimeters into his neck. Must have hit a vertebra and stopped dead. Still got the job done after a few whacks, but... well, it was my first time with a sword. And I've never been very good at anything the first time. I've always needed lots of practice. Okay, the music should have deadened the sound of the gunfire. And that gun was heavily modified. If it somehow still has its tags, they can't possibly be functioning properly. So I've got a window of opportunity. First things first, gloves back on. Shit! Wow, someone's lively. Who the hell? Some kind of mod keeping him alive? Really interesting to do this kind of voice for a character this pissed and this close to dying. A cruelty under his circumstances. I could hear that slug tear his intestines apart. The pain alone should have knocked him out cold, yet his fingers are limp, his eyes sharp. Paralyzed. There are rules, I thought. Blood's pooling fast. You've got 4 minutes. 4 minutes? For what? Everything. You're no mega assassin. You're too talkative. Who sent you, Fox? Grey Lady? All that red should have... You the rest's newest rabid dog? Caribou? It's cute how you all give each other nicknames. You're civilian. Where's the mask? What? Go to hell. You just looked right at the desk drawer. I thought you said you played poker. Need your keys. A civilian thief? Theft is victimless. It's robbery when violence is involved. Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. He just has that vibe of he's like... He's like putting on like such an air. Like he thinks he's just like so much like cooler than he actually is. He's a criminal playing high status. And that's why that voice is so good for him. I don't know why it was my vibe to do such a similar voice for London. It just feels right for London, for no discernible reason. Theft is victimless. It's robbery when violence is involved. So you're just out of your goddamn mind. I'm the last person you'll ever talk to, Creek. Your choice, but do you really want to be rude? You seem like you can take it. The key clicks into the small safe and I pull upon the door to reveal paperwork. Page after page of spreadsheets and diagrams and text all printed in red. Is this important? Ha! So considerate. No, just throw it anywhere. Okay. I was joking! 3 minutes now. Sarcasm will cost you time you don't have. There it is, a gleaming darkness at the back of the safe. So that's it. All this. All of us. For that? Just for that? I get asked that question a lot. Would you feel better if I had killed you for a different reason? If I had a good reason to be blowing a hole in your stomach, would it have hurt any less? You've still got more than 2 minutes. Plenty of time. I could spin up whatever fairy tale you'd like me to put you to bed. I bring the mask to my face, and for a brief moment, the surface seems to writhe. Is it trying to adjust itself to me? Suppose it makes sense, you wanting a mask so bad. If I was as hideous as you on the inside, I wouldn't want to go barefaced either. Hit a nerve. Must be the worst kind of feeling, being seen. Seen by someone you can't even hurt anymore. Well, I see you. Heartbreak. Yeah, big bad, faceless heartbreak. I'm just a dumbass punk, but even I can make you up from... Don't flatter yourself. It's not that you're particularly perceptive. I just don't have anything to hide when a corpse is talking. First honest thing you've said. So what gives, HBK? You're clearly not an idealist. All the terrorism, rebellion theories out the window. You go around killing 'cause your daddy smack you around. Your mommy not hug you enough. My father never laid a hand on me. My mother hugged me a sufficient amount. So what the hell's your excuse? I don't make excuses. Then what the hell's wrong with you? Less than a minute now. I could spend that time making up a diagnosis if you'd like. Would you prefer I just come over there and squeeze? How many? Another question straight out of the greatest hits. How can I put this? How many times have you eaten bread? Never! Got a gluten thing, bitch! Whatever, point is, I am not a collector. This is not my hobby. I do not keep count. There is no code. I do what I want as often as I want to. Do what thou wilt. All of the law. Is that it? To know what you're referencing. But from where you're sitting, do I really look like the law-abiding type? I bring the mask back down over my face, and again its surface seems to shudder. Forget it. At least I know. You deserve what's coming. I've heard a lot of empty threats in people's last moments, Creek. They're never that memorable. Told you that mask was a death sentence. That it was spoken for. Flavor Folly. They called in a huntsman from overseas. Home turf. Huntsman can become anyone, go anywhere, kill anything. Supposed to come over and slaughter the rust. That mask was part of his payment. He'll be looking for it. Possession is 9/10 of the law. What the hell's that supposed to mean? Finders keepers. Forget it. I don't need to scare you. Huntsman, hunter. Too much meaning. Lost. Always thought a better translation was pelt taker. He'll find you, flay you alive, wear your skin, then go and murder everyone. What a face. Should have taken you up on dipping out early. Anything would beat dying, staring at a face like that. So, huntsman coming to get me? Nah, the dead and the dying make for strong bluffers. And I've seen more than a few of them try their hand at improv. Time to move. I need to scuff things up a bit more. Make this look more like an orca shootout than, well, a visit from me. Okay, cover tracks. The sword was not worth the effort. Lesson learned, but now I have to remove it for this next part. His eyes. Can't tell the model from the outside, but I can make a strong educated guess at the price range. If they back up any data, it can't be more than once an hour. It'll be 10 o'clock soon. I'm gonna need something with some heft to it. Skull. See no evil. Well, the bat's definitely spent, but his eyes are no longer a problem. And the sword is, fine where it is. I'm not gonna tempt fate and risk nicking myself with it. Weapons are inherently disposable. I can kill with anything. So I'd never bother to retrieve one from a dead man's grip. But I might have a need for a knife again shortly. So I'll be taking this back, Miller. I had to pry. Why is it that the dead are always grasping? That's how the burning issue's addressed. Time to take care of the chores. Had to remove my gloves to convince them I could use the dart card. That means I handled all the murder weapons with my bare hands. Obviously, I'll need to wipe my prints off this gun and my knife. But I put my gloves on before opening Creek's safe and cracking Trey's skull. So what does that leave? Focus. No mistakes. Okay. Well, yes, okay. Obviously nothing up there. Didn't touch anything at the table. the remote, the card, turn keys, cigarette. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's... I think I think that should be everything, but... Okay. Don't accidentally press that. The sword, obviously. The sword. I gripped the handle with both hands when I brought it down on his neck. Thinking back, I dragged the tip across the floor, didn't I? Shit, probably got Miller's blood on it. That's sloppy. And stupid. Why the hell did I... No, forget it. There's nothing I can do about it anyway. Girl, we all know why you did it. To be dramatic. Fingerprints can be wiped, but there's no cleaning agent on Earth that can hide blood from a modern forensics team. And I'm not looking to do an encore performance of my reaction to those goddamn fickle bobbies. Okay. Then the remote. This is the remote I used to distract the big guy. Need to wipe my prints off it, of course, but should I turn the music back off? No, it was playing when I first walked in. Best to preserve continuity. And besides, what was it he said? We like it loud, screws with bugs. He was right about that much. A little smokescreen never hurts. Okay, the card. The dark card played its role as bait perfectly, even if it's the reason I'm having to go around wiping off prints. I'll never be able to pull funds off it, but I might be able to use it again if... It's stuck. Creek must have dropped it harder than I realized. Getting shot in the stomach doesn't help with handling delicate electronics. No way I'm gonna risk taking the whole reader with me. Could have any number of pings and strings leading back to the manufacturer, or even the Blue Bloods themselves. No, I'll wipe the dark card off and then set the whole reader back on the desk. For all anyone knows, Creek's pod mugged it off of some slummer, and we're trying in vain to get beer money off it. No, I'm very curious about who they captured too, but I want to make sure we get this all right first. Cigarette? That cigarette was in my mouth. Prints can be removed with a swipe of a sleeve, but saliva's... No choice. I'll have to take it with me and dispose of it somewhere far away. No choice. I'll have to smoke the whole thing. Or smoke it down to... or smoke it down to nothing if I'm feeling masochistic. Tasted like microwave sand sprinkled with aluminum and artificial sweetener. Cigarettes do scatter particulates. If forensic finds them but can't match them to a source, well, so what? All they'll know is that there was a horrible spliff here at one point. And it would be pretty funny to see this drawn up as a quadruple homicide drug robbery with a payload of exactly one shitty blunt. Okay. Anything else besides needing to return the keys? Okay. Return keys. Right, the keys I took off him to open the safe. Oh, he had a little maid dress character on here. Oh. I was gonna say, God damn it, we killed an anime fan, but for all we know, he was a weirdo anime fan. The Blue Bloods are going to find out if I took the mask eventually, but I see no reason to give them any hints. And on the off chance the police get here first, I'd rather they not investigate this as a robbery. All that's to say, you can have these back, Creek. For all we know, a maid cafe just lost its most loyal customer. I salute to you, Creek. Okay. Okay, I don't think I touched anything up on the ceiling. I can't exactly spend all night on this. Am I good here? Call it here. Yeah, okay, this feels like the scene's been set. Yay! I got chips for that, which means I did it right. It's a strange sensation, erasing your own presence. a sense of supremely private accomplishment. Like placing the last piece into a milk-white jigsaw puzzle, and then throwing it in the trash. God, everybody using different pronouns for Creek reminds me of that one TikTok that's like, oh yeah, like I was just saying, hey, by the way, what are your pronouns? Oh yeah, I use it as any. Okay, yeah. Anyways, as I was saying to Bingus. Anyways, R.I.P. Creek, gone too soon, we barely knew Bingus. And then throwing it in the trash. It's not unpleasant, but I can't linger here any longer to savor it. Time to draw this to a close. Damn, they really had you locked up in the saw bathroom, huh? Thank God for the mask. I can still tell it smells god-awful in here, but it's bearable. Rehydrated sweat and vomit, scents full of adrenaline and sickly heat. Unfiltered, I'd be at risk of getting sick. If it weren't for all the blood. Right. Jesus. That really does look like a saw trap in here. This looks like in fucking, which one is it? Spiral. This looks like in Spiral where they string the guy up and then they have the machine that just like shoots shards of glass at him. That's what this looks like. What to do with you? Blindfolded, gagged, hands bound above him with plastic ties and linen wrappings, beaten bloody and drugged? These syringes. They wanted him to stay conscious. Not very popular, are you? Still, you're not dead. I love this. The chat had to bring up the Tiggle Bitties because I'm gay, so I wasn't gonna say anything. Still, you're not dead, and with these kinds of injuries, you won't die soon. Not without a push. That may be the most charitable thing to do under these circumstances. You must have wished for a death at least once during all this torture. Too bad. Okay. Oh, I'm very intrigued. But I'm also wondering if that's a good point to call it for tonight. It feels like we got through a lot. Even if it was only, like, what, 2.5 hours? Not even really, like, about 2 hours. We got through the whole introduction. I think this is pretty good for now. And there's like 5 minutes before the scene ends. Okay, never mind. We're gonna keep going. And then I will close out stream after this little bit. Okay. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know. The bat that barred this door is now in splinters. Anyone walking in after me won't recognize that this room was locked from the outside. If this captive had somehow gotten his hands on a blade, there'd be nothing stopping him from stepping out of here and butchering his captors. The Blue Bloods will want someone to blame for the deaths of 4 of their men. And unlike the police, they won't bother arresting an innocent man and putting him up on trial for the world to see. They'll wrap things up for me. Hold that for me. As for the gun... What's with the... All I did was stick the gun into your waistband, pal. Oh. Okay, I can see how that could be distressing under the circumstances. We can relax about that. It's not loaded. A few minutes from now, you're gonna wish it was. Out again already? Rest up while you can. When you wake up, you'll want to start running. Okay, now we're gonna wrap up. Okay. Yay, hooray! Okay. Alright. Yay, okay. This was really fun. So...
current next stream is a little bit up in the air just because I don't know if I'm gonna be called in for like a job orientation anytime soon. But if not, if I have Sunday free, then we're gonna be doing the like bonus content Night in the Woods stream. And Tuesday is gonna be the final Hey Girly stream. Technically not the final. I mean, it's technically the final Hey Girly stream, but it's not the final Hey Girly stream in spirit because we still are going to have at least 2 streams of Hey Ida to play afterwards. So, technically last Hey Girly stream, but like, there will still be Hey Girly love going around for 2 more streams. Anyways, so, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm so glad we're getting back to this game. I did not realize how much I missed it until we were like in it. And then I was like, oh man, this shit is peak. This shit is so peak once you've like kind of got once your brain adjusts and you're like, okay, I realize that I don't need to process every single detail they're handing at me. I just kind of need to get the big picture stuff, and I'll understand like the big picture world building, and anything that I really need to know that's going to be really important for me to know, they will make sure that I know about it. Like you will get more hands-on with the things that you really need to know about to make sure you don't forget them. Like I'm at the point where like, okay, I'm very confident in wherever this game is taking me. Despite the fact that obviously in episode 1 I had a couple of problems with the way like certain parts of the trial, just me not picking up on like what they were trying to put down, but now that I've kind of adjusted to the way that this game is different from like Danganronpa and Ace Attorney, I think I'm gonna be a little bit better on that now. I mean, clearly I'm a genius when it comes to this game because I knew the salt was important the second that it showed up, so. So clearly that's, anyways. Alright. Okay, so. I'm gonna get myself some more matcha. That was really good. I'm gonna make myself more matcha, and figure out where my cat went, because she was inside, but when I went on break to go eat my pizza, my dad didn't know where she was, even though he was the one who came upstairs and was like, hey, your cat's inside. Anyways, I gotta go find Josie. I gotta go drink some matcha. I hear people talking, so my brother's probably home, so I should say hi to him too. Anyways, thank you all so much for tuning in. I saw some new faces in the chat. That was very nice. Yeah, okay. I'll see y'all later. Bye!